Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Medicom Toys Batman Hush Real Action Figures 12-inch action figure of Batman. Not much of a story really to be said about this figure, other than the fact that I went to my local comic book store, the one I go to a lot lately, and I went through the aisles and I saw this guy a while ago, and every time I've gone into the store, I've picked this guy up, I've looked at him, I've put him back down, and one day I said to Batman, I picked him up and I whispered, "I'll give you a home. I'll give you a home." And I've now picked up the Batman Hush figure. I definitely wanted to get this figure for a very, very long time. I also really wanted to get the Superman, but they only had the Batman in their stock, so I might see if maybe they can order the Superman in. This comes to us from the folks over at Medicom Toys. This is Batman depicted from Batman Hush. And if you're not sure about, or if you're unfamiliar with Medicom Toys does do their version of 6-scale figure treatment. Now, their 6-scale figures are more on par with more like comic versions, not real character depictions, but more comic character depictions. So like this is more Batman from the comics and not really from the movies. Spin around that side of the box and we've got Batman, the same image of the Batman figure on the side, and then we spin around the back. There's the Superman down below. There's just something about that Superman that I really am interested in. It's Real Action Heroes Superman Batman Hush, available now as well. This comes to us from the folks over at Medicom Toys Corporation, www.medicomtoy.co.jp. And also, too, what you can do is with this flap, you can open it up. An image of Jim Lee's Batman Hush inside. It says Bruce Wayne, playboy and wealthy man. That's what it actually says. Playboy and wealthy man, but at night, he turns into Batman who cracks down criminals in Gotham City. And then on the other side, we've got Batman, a couple of interchangeable hands. I think he also comes with a display stand, all of which we're going to be I look forward to getting opened up. And then we've got the Hush and side panel showing us Batman. Having said that, though, I am super excited. Like I said, I've been kind of eyeing this figure for a while. I'm super excited to get this guy opened up. So I'm going to take a break. He's going to get him. I'm going to get this guy out. And when we come back, we're going to have a better look at Medicom's Batman Hush Real Action Heroes 12-inch action figure of Batman. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so with Batman out of his packaging, the first thing we'll have a look at is the clear display stand that comes with the piece. There's no Batman logo or anything like that on it. It's just a basic clear stand. However, he does come with a post that can be added to the top section here, or actually in the peg hole there. And you've got something that looks like this now. Not really much going on yet, I know, is there? Batman also needs the display stand, let me tell you that. But he does also come with a couple of clear waist pegs of various sizes actually as well. So you can, I guess the larger ones are for his waist. The smaller ones maybe could be put on his thigh. Maybe if you want to have Batman kind of floating with his cape. So there's a couple of different possibilities. All of which, though, in order to get them added, you have to move the screw. There's like a little screw point here. And then you can take that and slide it on the post and then tighten it back up depending on where you want to have it on the pole. And you get something that looks like that. Batman does definitely need this because he has a tough time standing. There's problems with the figure, and we'll kind of go through it together. Let's maybe talk about the pros, and then we'll certainly go from there. Let's bring the camera up. First things first, I like his face. I think his face is done really well. I think it's a good sculpt on Batman. It's definitely more the Hush Batman because he's got the shorter ears. The ears are pointy, but they're not sharp or anything like that. I guess one of the things that I noticed when I got this first out of the packaging was I'm not crazy how the cape cowl area connect. That's a lot of C's. But you can see how the cape, which is what we'll look at in a second too, the cape is this material, and they ran the material right all the way up to his neck. I guess they were trying to go for a more seamless, you know, from the head, especially like this section right here, because that's the one section that always tends to be like sculpt, this section right here, and then the cape always jets out from that. They decided to go with something different. They tried to give it more that this was all consistent fabric. The fabric would go right up to, essentially into his cowl. But the problem is that the back section more so, it just doesn't sit flush enough against his face that it looks like he's got all this bunched up fabric right up to his cowl. I think what they almost should have even just taken the neck section, just still kept it sculpted. I don't know, I commend them for the fact that they went something different, but I don't know if I like it with the fabric going right up, literally like right up to his cowl. It just, for me, doesn't work as much. The rest of the figure is pretty good. He does have a wire framed cape, so you can manipulate it a couple of different ways if you want. You know, this whole, essentially like this whole cape section here is all wire framed. So again, you can kind of have it more billowing out. You can tuck it further back. I think it keeps Batman looking a little cleaner when the cape is further back like this. But again, you could just, you could have them displayed really any which way that you want. But I think it keeps everything a little neater when you've got the cape not as flowing out. And then you can just do a little bit of adjusting in the cape section here. The rest of his body is not bad, but he's got an interesting build to him. He's really broad in the torso. Broad kind of in the thigh area, very muscular also in the thigh, if you guys can see the definition in the thigh section. And then he's got really long feet, really long legs. The design of the build on Batman here really reminds me of Beware the Batman. If you guys remember the very short run show Beware the Batman, Beware the Batman's design was essentially the same idea, really big torso and very, very long legs. Now his legs go into his boots, and his boots are plastic, so you can't really move you can move his legs, you can move them this way, but he's got no pivot point, which kind of again factors into why he doesn't stand very well. That's why the display stand definitely is going to be very crucial with displaying this piece, because you don't have any adjustment here, there's no way to kind of offset the fact that he could be a little more back heavy. His suit is different. It's not something I was expecting. I guess from the images, more so of Batman, more of Superman, I should say, than Batman, that the outfit has more of a plastic feel to it. It's less feeling like fabric. It almost feels like, I'm trying to think of, almost like a plasticky, more spandex material. He's very, very narrow in the waist, in the torso, abdomen area, very narrow in the waist, and then again those really long legs. They also went the route of sewing the outer underwear, outer underoos of Batman to the actual suit, as opposed to having it as a separate piece. The only downside though is you can see the seam marks, and I don't know if by moving the legs very often, if that seam is going to start coming loose. I wish this was all one piece, and I wish that the underoos were a piece over top, rather than it being all stitched together. I just feel like this is going to give me problems down the road. I got a bad feeling about it. The utility belt is more just a plastic piece. It's got a little bit of paint going on there, so it's not just all yellow, but it's just a plastic piece. It doesn't have any things that open up on it. It doesn't have any flaps or anything like that. There's the back of Batman. I guess you could probably, if you remove the utility belt, and there's no way, it doesn't look like there's a way to actually remove it, you could probably take off his suit. I don't know why you would want to, but there's that option if you so wish. Do I like the figure? I do and I don't. Proportionately, I can live with the fact that he's big up here, and I think this is the area that kind of needed to be shaved down. Like, it needed to be a little more of a, here's all right, but his shoulders are really big, like mammoth-sized big. And I don't know if I'm crazy about that. I don't know if I like that the shoulders are as high as they are on Batman here. In the way of his accessories, by the way, he doesn't come with any Batman accessories. Nothing that you would originally think Batman looking at. He doesn't come with a batarang, he doesn't come with a grapple gun, he doesn't come with anything. He just comes with a pair of hands. He's got a couple of pair of hands that are more open palms. And they're just basically like variations to that. This one's kind of more open. This one here is kind of like, oops, like he's reaching out to something. Hands are easy to change. You just take the hand and pops off extremely easy. Take the hand, slide it back in there. And then you've got Batman kind of with like an open hand, like he's reaching out. I'm disappointed though that he doesn't come with any accessories, like a batarang. Something would have been cool. Kind of a shame that we didn't get it. Because it's also the Hush Batman. He's got the black emblem, which I like. And then again, there's the cape. It points off at the bottoms. It is all again wire framed. So I guess if you could, and that's probably about as far as Batman's arms will go. You could kind of have the cape, you know, kind of sort of up. You can have Batman kind of, you know, flying, if you want to call it that. But I worry about the costume. That's the one thing that bothers me, is I do worry about the seams right here. Again, the arms can't really go any further than that. I already feel resistance moving the arms, so I'm going to be inclined to just leave it. I won't move any further up than that. Cape's good. Material's not bad. I'm not bothered too much by the cape. I'm not crazy that the fabric goes right up to the head. I mean, as a whole, I don't want to sound like I'm nitpicking this figure, because I'm really not. It's a good figure, but I feel like could be potentially problems with it down the road. The seam points in the underoos, you know, the arms don't quite move as well as I had hoped. But the end result, though, it's still a good-looking Batman. It's just not perfect. In the way of his articulation, Batman's head is on a ball joint. I might even try to take the head off and maybe try to take the cape and tuck it underneath his cowl, the actual headpiece, just to kind of hide it a little bit better than that. Shoulders are on that ball joint, but they, again, only rotate to about there, to about there. I mean, this is tight. This could potentially start ripping too. Like, it's that kind of, you know, actually that's the best way to describe it. The material kind of feels like a balloon. Imagine a balloon material if that material was a fabric. That's the best way I can describe it. He has a swivel point in the bicep. He has only what looks to be a single bend in the elbow. No, he has a double bend at the elbow. But again, like, I don't want to start stressing too much on the fabric here. He has the hinge in the hand, also rotates. Upper torso crunch, also rotates at the waist. And then legs go forward, back out. Be again very careful with this. I don't know about that. Swivel at the thigh, a double bend at the knee, and a swivel at the boot. I mean, there's a little bit of give in the foot area, but not enough that I would say start playing around with it. The Batman looks awesome. It is mixed with a little bit of negative aspects to it, but overall the Batman does look solid. It makes me want to still get Superman. I know Batman could have turned out better. QC issues could be potentially an issue down the road. But I think the Batman turned out really well. And I almost even say, and maybe I am of the minority to say this, I almost feel as if this Batman is a better looking Batman than what we got with the Sideshow Collectibles Batman. I like that Sideshow Collectibles Batman. I liked. It felt like it was a better quality, but I didn't like the head. I thought the head was a little more. They tried to go with a more modern look to that, and I think it just looks better having this kind of face sculpt than that Batman. That Batman probably had a better body, a better suit, a better quality to it, but I think this one has a more well-rounded comic feel to it, which I like a little bit more. Cape's not bad. The bodysuit, I think, could be an issue down the road. Kind of wish he had accessories, But for all the little nitpicks that you think Spot's been seeing this whole review, the end result though is I am happy with the figure. Just if you pick the figure up, know that he's gonna have a little more shortcomings, that the negatives could outweigh the positives. The end result though is still it's a good figure. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Medicom Toys Batman Hush Real Action Heroes Batman, the 1/6 scale figure. Maybe if you guys have had a chance to pick this guy up, or maybe if you picked up the Superman, let me know what you think. Like, do you think that these are good figures? Like, do you feel like, you know, you're happy with picking these up, the purchases were good, and, you know, you're overall happy with the experience? Or do you feel like there's a little bit problems with your figures? And, you know, let me know down below. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's also going to have more toy spots, more collectible spots, and other videos, of course, heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you guys next time.